All right, so you want to bring everybody up to speed when it comes to Simone Biles and then give the latest info also?
Yeah. So Simone Biles, who is a highly decorated gymnast for Team USA, she's there. She's in Tokyo, and as she's competing in the team round, she gets a case of the twisties. And for those that don't know, it's basically when you're suffering your memory loss of where you are in the air and what moves you're supposed to do, and can be very dangerous for gymnasts. And she also spoke about her mental health and that she didn't want to put her team through this. She didn't want to put herself through this because it was dangerous, and she needed to step away from these next few events. And it was a day-by-day thing. So every day we would wait to hear how Simone Biles was doing and if she was going to compete. And every day she was bowing out of events. Let's go ahead and give kudos to Team USA, because those ladies were stepping up and they were snagging medals left and right. So, Simone Biles is taking care of herself. The whole entire country and the world is now weighing in on, is she a quitter? Is she not a quitter? Some touting that, she is a model and a hero and an example of how you need to take care of yourself, and that mental health needs to be in the forefront, and that these gymnasts, their bodies and minds have been abused for years. You also have to remember she was sexually abused by rapist Larry Nassar. And it's not black and white. There's a lot of information there as to why she chose to step down from several events. However, this morning, she finally felt comfortable to perform, and she did the individual balance beam. And she competed, and she scored bronze. And she now ties Shannon Miller as the most decorated American female Olympic gymnast in history.
All right, so here is what I want to talk to you guys about this morning. I want to debate this here. If you're Simone Biles, are you happy with this? Or as a champion and the greatest of all time, and you're feet, if not miles ahead of anybody else that has ever competed in the sport, are you taking the bronze, and are you happy that you got through the mental health issues and competed at all, and you're still the third best in the world? Or is a champion's attitude one of like, dang it, I know I went out there, but my last event, and I didn't get a gold? Are you happy with that or not?
I think you're both, in all sincerity. I think, as an Olympian, your goal is to get gold. It's to be the best. Now, I think if you're Simone Biles, the win here is just getting back out there and competing.
Yeah.
And I think she should be unbelievably proud of herself, not only what she endured in her own mind, but also how people attacked her and what you saw online. And people can say it's a difference of opinion, but some of the things that were said were just downright grotesque. So I feel Simone Biles, she feels accomplished, and she's proud of that bronze. Of course you want gold, because that's your goal is to make the team, and then your goal is to go in there and get the gold. However, I think she's just as proud with this bronze medal.
There's so much subtext to her story that we really can't get into here, because I know you guys are cruising around with kids in your car, but she has been not only lukewarm, but dislikes the organization that let her down and hundreds of girls over the course of the last couple of years. She felt like she needed to compete this year to make a point. Again, I'm trying to choose my words very carefully, but if you know her story, you know why she wasn't entirely enthusiastic to wear USA and compete.
Not just to make a point, but to also maintain a presence of, hey, I'm a survivor and I'm here and you can't forget about us.
So that's really important right there. So that said, still having a champion's mentality, which I certainly don't have. I'm wondering.
Yes, you do.
No, I do not.
You 100% do with the Bert Show. Are you kidding me?
I'll tell you what. You give me a couple of $1,000 today is my last show.
What?
Couple thousand.
A couple thousand?
You know what?
Not million.
No, man. That's no champion's attitude.
Make it the Mo Show.
You guys want to pitch in? I can be out of here today.
Let's do it. I got 1,000 on it.
Oh, wow.
Let's do it.
Throw some bones at him.
How dare you give me that compliment? You don't know me.
Forgive me. I will never say you have a champion's mentality again.
Thank
I
you.
will sell out for a Jersey Mike's sub sandwich right now.
So Mo, you've competed your entire life. Is she up on the podium today? Is she proud that she's cut through the mental health issues and competed at all and got a medal? Or would she rather not medaled at all?
I'm sure this is extremely tough for her, right? Because, I mean, you hear people talk about what she should and should not do for her country. And for me, my mindset was always, I hope she's doing what's best for her, right? Because as a competitor, to even get to that level, obviously you have some competitiveness that's at a whole nother place deep down inside of you to even do what she does. So I'm sure there's that piece of her that feels like, I wish I would have went out there and do it. And I hope she doesn't regret that later in life. But at the same time, what she decided to do is a victory within itself that's probably bigger than a medal could ever really be. So I do think she'll always kind of have that piece of her that feels like, did I make the right decision? But at the same time, I think even her just doing something, like just getting out there, just, you know what, I'm not going to let them put me in this position where I don't compete at all. I'm going to get out there and do something. I think she'll hold on to that as a victory.
I hope she feels that. I've seen athletes come off that podium that won a silver, that as soon as they're off the podium, take that thing off their neck because they're not proud of it. They wanted gold so badly and they were so focused that they get that thing off their neck quickly. Davi?
Like Kristen said, for her just to get out there, that's a win.
Agreed.
Like
I see her smiling again.
Yes, she's smiling. It's authentic. Like when you are in that kind of just dismal, dark area of your psyche, and then you have a company that you don't really feel that support from them. Like you were saying, they supported this doctor for years, and they had red flags about what he was doing to over 160 girls. And she wanted to be there to stand up and be the only person in Tokyo that was a survivor of that predator. One, that's a win. And then for her to not be manipulated by the big company or USA, whatever, not to be manipulated into damaging her own body when she's in a bad mental space. I have seen some of those like gymnasts that fall on the beam and right on their neck because their coach was like, you get out there and do it, from the 90s. And I'm like, that could have been her. So this week she's accepting a bronze instead of nursing a broken neck, in my opinion, because if she would have been forced to do any of that in that space she was in, it would be way worse than a bronze.
The Bert Show.